Welcome to the AR/VR in K-12 Education Virtual Summit sponsored by Clever Books. Today, we're going to look at augmented reality space science experiences. Welcome, my name is David Lockheed. I'm a STEM teacher and NASA Solar System Ambassador. In my classroom, we employ a variety of learning modalities and options for all students to better understand AR/VR and different types of technology. Are you looking for ways to bring space science lessons to life? Searching for apps, lesson plans, and hardware to integrate? And creating 360 material? Well, this is the session for you. Many of the apps that are used throughout our classrooms are used to better understand science, to investigate and explore space and the Earth environment around us. We want to think about what we're doing on a planetary scale and how we can bring that excitement to all of our students so they can explore, so they can include different content which might help them to better understand how to grasp that space science knowledge. We want to make it interactive as well. When I think of these AR apps, I think of what's effective. I think of how that knowledge can be shared within our various modalities and how we can use the educational, video, and interactive content to make all of our students better understand how this technology works. Augmented reality offers an intuitive and interactive way for all students to collaborate, new ways to visualize and explore, while also promoting accessibility and interactivity. Augmented reality has changed the way students perceive information and how they interact with it. There's a plethora of AR and VR apps for students to use in the classroom now. Students can now generate virtual reality environments from the surface of the Moon and Mars, as well as obtain 3D models from NASA resources and integrate 3D models of surface exploration systems, habitats, and more. Our students are deploying and designing these virtual worlds all from mobile devices, Chromebooks, laptops, and various desktops. We're going to introduce you to a variety of options and apps that your students can use to create and come to better understand AR and VR technology. The first one is the Cospacesedu. Students can discover how to use VR and AR for education and engage by creating. This particular program runs on mobile, tablet, and desktop, including Chromebooks. Our students can discover and create 3D creations in VR and add a new dimension to learning. This medium provides a new way for students to get immersed into study material and create their own experiences and creations, all while improving the experience through embodied learning. Now, when we're using this particular app, we want students to discover and explore 3D creations in VR. This experience is a motivating factor because it enables students to get involved in their creation every step of the way. They can ultimately use a VR headset to kind of dive into the program and come to better understand the interactive portion of this. Now, when our students worked on this, they designed a mobile habitat, a lunar gateway on Mars, and one on the Moon. This particular app engaged students kind of from a process to where they could design every aspect of their virtual world. Now, when you're using the Cospaces app, you want to start designing on a plain surface in the real world. You can look through the screen of any device, and it gives students new possibilities for creating. This particular activity boosted the engagement of our students. Not only were they enabled to create, but they could interact with their creations. They in turn created on the Merge Cube and turned this into a hologram, which they in turn held in their hands. The ability to interact with the Merge Cube kind of enabled students to enable their learning on a new dimension, on a new experience. It provided hands-on options that otherwise weren't available. Exploring 3D models with Merge VR. When exploring 3D models with Merge VR, you can look at the two-dimensional and three-dimensional, as well as the scale model of the solar system. You'll need the Galactic Explorer app, Merge Cube, headset helps, and a device. When using this activity, we always like to start with how can scientists use these models to help them create and identify problems. When we work on this, we always like to introduce it and explore different types of models that scientists use in order to create or solve a problem. When comparing 2D and 3D models, examining the solar system gives students a better way to obtain information about the real thing. With this particular activity, guiding questions like, how can this be useful to a scientist? What knowledge can you gain from a 2D and a 3D model? And how is this model different from other models? When examining and discussing this diagram of the solar system, students can see it hands-on. They can interact with it, and they can come to better understand how these future problems can be solved by looking at these models and testing these solutions. When using the Galactic Explorer app, students gain first-hand experience of using the Merge Cube and the Galactic Explorer app. Now, when you're supporting the development and exploration of AR, you want students to test it. You want them to use this information to understand how the real thing or how it compares. Working in small groups is ideal when using exploring the 3D model. It's about 30 to 45 minutes with this particular activity. We like to reinforce vocabulary. We like to reinforce the use of the objectives and reinforce the use of how these models can be used to help them better understand the solar system and how this learning and why this learning is effective. Looking for a new app to investigate the Earth systems? Try the HoloGlobe. HoloGlobe blends data analysis, technology, and inquiry. The HoloGlobe incorporates the use of a Merge Cube with the free HoloGlobe app to bring excitement to your classroom. Students can use the HoloGlobe to investigate and ask such questions like, what factors influence Earth systems? The HoloGlobe is a project that utilizes Merge VR's Verge Cube and blends NOAA's Science on the Sphere with the concept of Google Expeditions. HoloGlobe is a handheld virtual globe that enables you to visualize near real-time and historic imagery from NASA and NOAA satellites. In addition, students can virtually visit parts of the world through participating globe networks of schools. The HoloGlobe not only can teach students about satellite remote sensing and Earth systems, but can also serve as a mixed reality node where students can post and share their satellite validation and field experiences with students worldwide. The Earth is a complex, evolving body with ceaseless change. We want to understand the Earth at a global scale, and we want to use a scientific approach to consider how these components and parts interact with everything that's involved, how they function, and how they can be expected to evolve over time. The Globe app provides the visualization adapted from NASA that helps explain why understanding the Earth as an integrated system is essential to science education. Our next resource is from the Lunar and Planetary Institute. This app allows you to explore lunar and planetary science in augmented reality. The free app transports you to take a journey through space on an interactive tour of the asteroid belt, the Moon, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, and Europa. This augmented reality experience on your mobile device, when you launch it, you can point your camera at an interactive poster and immerse yourself in a virtual world of space through your touchscreen. Interactive posters can be displayed throughout the classroom and allow you to explore asteroids, Europa, and Mars. When taking an interactive tour, you can explore mountains, surface features, meteorites, and different segments to inspect internal structure. Other projects include exploring the icy shelf of Jupiter's moon, interacting with 3D models of the surface and ocean worlds, and exploring high-resolution terrains. When exploring Mars in augmented reality, escape to the red planet and interact with a 3D model of Mars. You can observe the transition from a wet planet early in its history to the dry world we see today. You can also view locations of past landing sites and the top 3 targets for the Mars 2020 rover. Are you looking for the opportunity to walk on the red planet? Well, you can't do that just yet, but the Mars Walk virtual reality from Lockheed Martin can teach you a thing or two about the experience. This Mars app provides you with an educational tour of the red planet. It allows you to walk on the surface of Mars and explore the landing sites for Insight, Viking, and Curiosity. This is a great way to bring the current learning in things like the Mars Rover Naming Challenge and the Mars 2020 mission into sight for all students. Users are able to observe robots as they gather information about Mars. They can even navigate Curiosity as it navigates the surface of Mars to collect samples. This version brings in high-quality 3D models with Spacecraft 3D with breathtaking new capabilities. The Spacecraft 3D app allows users to tap on the screen to place their spacecraft into the scene in front of them. They can even take photos and share them directly from the app and learn in-depth information about perceived information and how they interact with it. Augmented and virtual reality offer new ways for our students to collaborate, visualize data, and explore. These technologies have a high impact on our learning, teacher planning, and how we operate in the classroom. Giving students the ability to visualize new dimensions, new models, and new ways of learning are imperative in our learning in our various classrooms. New ideas, new learning, and new ways that students can make learning memorable. It can make these new experiences interactive, and it can provide a new and exciting way for students to become involved. Any questions? Now you have new ways to better understand space exploration. Your students can take immersive field trips throughout our galaxy in 3D using AR and VR technology. They can use Google Cardboard, they can use their own mobile device, and they can use new ways to take amazing experiences to learn more about our solar system, glowing sun, dwarf planets, and more. Learning to explore the solar system in virtual reality and learning more is an amazing experience. Now that you have new ways, take these in your classroom and explore.